Many people aren't aware that General Motors actually made an electric car, a small hatchback that could have been one of the most impressive electric cars ever in history, but it fell down in a couple of key areas. One of them, it was dog ugly. The other one, its range was just too short, even for city folk. Well, now General Motors has stopped producing these cars. It stopped making the Spark EV in 2017, and only 5 years later, it's saying it's no longer going to make spare replacement battery packs for these cars. The question is, what are people going to do once they need a new battery? Well, pretty much they're screwed. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. By the way, I don't normally sound like this. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, I'm fixed soon. So, my first thoughts are this. GM, you guys suck. That's what I think. You suck. I mean, you're making this brilliant Silverado EV, right? You're wowing customers with what you're going to give them. It's true. Anyone out there that says the Silverado EV that GM say that they'll be selling next year isn't amazing is batshit crazy. Or they just hate General Motors. It's amazing. Look at the specs. Look at the features. They've thought through nearly everything. It's like nearly Rivian level amazing, but much cheaper. And I think it actually is going to be better than Rivian's pickup. That's just what I think. But GM is leaving a sour taste in my mouth because I believe you can't stop making a battery pack for a car that clearly needs new battery packs probably every 10 years after you've only stopped making the car for 5 years. Now, this is essentially what General Motors did for the EV1, their first electric car they made a long decades ago. And then there's a lot of conspiracy theories about what happened to the EV1, which General Motors made. A lot of people think that they conspired with big oil to stop electric vehicle production. The truth is, General Motors just didn't want to provide parts for the car, didn't want to have to provide any kind of backup for it. So by buying them back and scrapping them, they thought they were actually saving money. Now, here's the story of what's happening with the General Motors Spark. The Spark was a cheap electric car. And personally, I think it's exactly what the market needs. I'm disappointed that General Motors didn't just work out how to make this thing less ugly and put a bigger battery pack in it. Put an LFP battery pack in this thing, make it look decent. It would have sold like crazy. But anyway, they stopped making them in 2017. However, they originally launched them back in 2009, and they were sold under several different General Motors brands. The Spark EV was sold from 2013 until 2017, and it got around 7,400 sales during that period. So what does this mean? Well, quite a few of these cars are going to be needing replacement batteries sometime soon. Why do I say that? Well, they come with a pretty small battery pack. With only a 21.4 kilowatt pack, 18.4 kilowatt usable, the Spark EV was rated at only 82 miles or 131 kilometers. But of course, after owning one of these things for 5 to 10 years, the range will go down significantly. Now, the question you're probably thinking is, didn't it have any thermal management? Well, it kind of did. It came with liquid cooling, which is a lot better than what you get with a Nissan Leaf battery, which has no cooling whatsoever. But because it's not an LFP pack, yes, even with liquid cooling, the range deteriorates significantly over time. And the other problem was that in May of 2014, General Motors cut its Chinese battery manufacturer A123 as a supplier, and they began manufacturing the Spark EV's battery pack in-house with the help of their partner LG Chem. Or actually, we shouldn't say LG Chem, should we? LG Chem hate that name now. They tried to change their name to LG Energy Solutions, even though they are actually a chemical company. Anyway, the new battery pack had a 19 kilowatt hour capacity, slightly bigger than the old one, and it was 40 kilos lighter than the original pack. However, the problem with this is that now you can't just say, hey, A123, can you give me a new battery? Order one from these Chinese suppliers, because they stopped making them years ago. And because GM brought battery manufacturing in-house with LG Chem, you now cannot order a battery pack, period, for this car. So is your vehicle going to be consigned to the scrap heap once it no longer has an operating range that, would actually serve any real world purpose? Well, General Motors actually manufactured these batteries until they stopped doing so on the 7th of April, according to InsideEVs. EV Resource says it confirmed with General Motors that the company has stopped offering the replacement pack. This leaves Spark EV owners in a very difficult situation. Now, obviously, with such a low number of vehicles manufactured, there is not very much chance that a third party is going to come in to give a battery pack for the vehicle. Obviously, there's not a big enough market for a third party to actually see it as being worthwhile for them. Now, for those of you who are considering buying a Nissan Leaf, yes, there is an aftermarket for Nissan Leafs. And by the way, Nissan actually, with their partner, still manufacture battery packs for older Leafs, so you can buy them even from Nissan. They're the ripoff. I don't suggest doing that. Better to go to a third party. Now, the Source article predicts that this will essentially sentence all Spark EVs to death, or to end up in a junkyard. Even if some owners would like to keep their vehicle on the road, they will have no choice other than to have them scrapped. It also points to the fact that even if your Spark EV's battery fails while still under warranty, General Motors will not be able to put your car back on the road. So you can't go back to GM and say, hey GM, my batteries failed during the warranty period. Can I get a new pack? General Motors will simply buy back the car from you. Who knows how much for? Will it be for an agreed upon used value? We have no idea. But considering the fact that GM has stopped making these packs, it appears likely that GM wants to wash its hands of the Spark EV. In my opinion, this is not a good idea. You want these first EV adopters to become lifelong customers. Will they be a lifelong customer if you're basically screwing them? I don't think so. Now, some people are claiming that automakers in the US are required by federal law to have parts available for production models they sold for a period of 10 years. And there's a little bit of speculation and controversy over whether or not this is true. Some people say it is, others say it's not. However, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act is a United States federal law enacted in 1975. This federal statute governs warranties to consumer products. The law does not require any product to have a warranty, but if it does have a warranty when you buy it, the warranty must comply with this law. The law was created to fix problems as a result of manufacturers using disclaimers on warranties in an unfair or misleading manner. So the answer is yes and no. If your car dies under warranty, yes, General Motors would be required to buy back the car from you. If it dies when it's not under warranty, no. General Motors is not required by law to provide you with spare parts, at least not in the United States where this Spark was sold. Basically, General Motors is pretty much saying to its customers, tough luck. Too bad, so sad, we don't care. And honestly, I think that's a bad omen for General Motors and their future. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and have a great day. Bye-bye.